He's a pirate now indeed.
Here's good luck to Frederic, Frederic out of his indentures.
22 now he's rising, and alone he's fit to fly, which we're bent on signalizing with unusual revelry.
Here's good luck to Frederic, Frederic out of his indentures. For a ball of pirate share, fill the pirate glass, and to make us more than merry, let the pirate bumper pass.
Yes, Frederic. From today you rank as a full-blown member of our band.
Huzzah!
My friends, I thank you for these kindly wishes. Would that I could repay them as they deserve.
What do you mean?
Today, I am out of my indentures. And today, I leave you forever.
But this is quite unaccountable. A keener hand at scuttling a cunarder or cutting out a Pierrot never shipped a handspike.
Aye! Yes, I have done my best for you. And why? Because it was my duty, under my indentures, and I am the slave of duty. As a child, I was regularly apprenticed to your band. It was through an error. No matter. The mistake was ours, not yours. And I was in honor bound by it.
An error? What error?
I may not say. It would reflect badly on my well-loved roof.
Nay, master! My mind has long been gnawed by the cankering tooth of mystery. Better have it out at once. When Frederic was a little lad, he proved so brave and daring. His father thought he'd prentice him to some courtesy faring. I was, alas, his nursery maid, and so it fell to my lot to take and bind this promising boy apprentice to a pilot. A life not bad for a hardy lad, though surely not a high lot. Though I'm a nurse, you might do worse than make your boy a pilot. I was a stupid nursery maid, on breakers always steering, and I did not catch the word aright through being hard of hearing, mistaking my instructions, which within my brain did gyrate. I took and bound this promising boy apprentice to a pirate. A sad mistake it was to make and doom him to a vile lot. I bound him to a pirate, you, instead of to a pilot. I soon found out beyond all doubt the scope of this disaster, but I hadn't the face to return to my place and break it to my master. A nursery maid is not afraid of what you people call work. So I made up my mind to go as a kind of piratical maid of all work. And that is how you find me now, a member of your shy lot, which you wouldn't have found had he been bound apprentice to a pilot.
My sweet one, I've long since pardoned you.
The two words were so much alike.
They were. They still are. Oh, years have rolled over their heads, but this afternoon my obligation ceases. Individually, I love you all with affection indescribable. But collectively, I look upon you with a disgust that amounts to absolute detestation. Oh, pity me, my beloved friends, for such is my sense of duty, that once out of my indentures, well, I should feel myself compelled to work heart and soul towards your extermination.
Poor lad! Poor lad!
Well, Frederic, if you conscientiously feel it is your duty to destroy us, we cannot blame you for acting on that conviction. Always act in accordance with the dictates of your conscience, dear boy, and judge the consequences.
Besides, we can offer you but little temptation to remain with us. We don't seem to make piracy pay. I'm sure I don't know why, but we don't.
Well, I know why. But alas, I mustn't tell you, it wouldn't be right.
Why not? My boy, it is only 11:30, and you are one of us until the clock strikes 12.
True! And until then, you are bound to protect our interests.
Yeah! Very well. It is my duty, as a pirate, to tell you that you are too tender-hearted. For instance, you make a point of never attacking a weaker party than yourselves. And when you attack a stronger party, you invariably get thrashed.
There is some truth in that.
Then again, you make a point of never molesting an orphan.
Of course. We are all orphans ourselves, and we know what it is.
Yes, but it's got about. And what's the consequence? Everybody we attack claims to be an orphan. I mean, the last 3 ships we took proved to be manned entirely by orphans. So we had to let them go. I mean, one would really think that Great Britain's mercantile navy recruited solely from orphan asylums, which we know is not the case.
But you would have us absolutely merciless.
Well, there's my difficulty. Until 12 o'clock, I would. And after 12, I wouldn't. My friends, was ever a man placed in so difficult a situation?
And Ruth, your own Ruth, whom you love so well, and who has won her middle-aged way into your boyish heart. What's to become of her?
Oh! He will take you with him.
Well, Ruth, you are very dear to me, as you know. But you are considerably older than I. I mean, I have been constantly cruising the skies since I was a lad of but 7 years old, and yours is the only woman's face that I've seen in that time. I think it's a sweet face.
It is. Oh, it is.
You see, I say I think it is a sweet face, but as I have not actually had the opportunity of comparing you with other women, it's just possible I could be mistaken.
True.
What a terrible thing it would be if I was to marry this young person and find out that she is, on the whole, plain.
Oh, Ruth is very well indeed.
Yes, there are the remains of a fine woman about.
Do you really think so?
I do.
Then I will not be so selfish as to deprive you of her. No! In justice to her and in consideration for you, I'll leave her behind.
No, Frederic, this must not be. We are rough men who lead rough lives. Not be so utterly heartless as to deprive thee of thy love. I think I am right in saying that there is not one here who would deprive thee of this inestimable treasure, for all the world holds dear.
Not one!
No, I thought there wasn't. Keep thy love, Frederic. Keep thy love.
You're very good, I'm sure.
Well, I think we have a fair breeze and we should be off. Frederic, when your process of extermination begins, let our deaths be as swift and painless as you can conveniently make them.
I will. By the love I have for all of you, I swear it. But would that you could render this process of extermination unnecessary. by accompanying me back to civilization.
No, Frederic, this cannot be. I don't think much of our profession, but contrasted with respectability, it is at least comparatively honest. No, Frederic, I shall live and die a pirate king! Oh, better far to live and die under the brave black flag I fly than play a sanctimonious part with a pirate head and a pirate heart. Away to the cheating world go you, where pirates all are well-to-do. But I'll be true to the song I sing, and live and die a pirate king. For I am a pirate king, and it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king. For I am a pirate king. You are the pirate king. And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king.
It is hurrah for the pirate king, hurrah for the pirate king.
When I sally forth to seek my prey, I help myself in a royal way. I sink a few more ships, it's true, than a well-bred monarch ought to do. But many a king on a first-class throne, if he wants to call his crown his own, must manage somehow to get through more dirty work than e'er I do. For I am a pirate king, and it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king. For I am a pirate king.
Pirate king.
And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king.
It is hurrah for the pirate king, hurrah for the pirate king.
I cannot live if I am left behind.
Ruth, I'll be quite candid with you. You are very dear to me, as you know, but I must be circumspect. You see, you are considerably older than I. I mean, a lad of 21 usually looks for a wife of 17.
A wife of 17? You will find me a wife of 1,000.
No. But I will find you a wife of 47, and that's quite enough. Ruth, tell me candidly and without reserve, compared with other women, how are you?
I will answer you truthfully, Master. I have a slight cold, but apart from that, I'm quite well.
I'm sorry for your cold, but I was referring rather to your personal appearance. Compared with other women, are you beautiful?
I have been told so, dear Master.
Yes, but lately.
Oh, no. Years and years ago.
What's your opinion of yourself?
It is a delicate question to answer. But I think I am a fine woman.
And that is your candid opinion.
Yes. I should be deceiving you if I told you otherwise.
Oh, thank you, Ruth. I'm sure you would not prey on my inexperience. And if, I say if, you really are a fine woman, then your age shall be no obstacle to our union. But hark! Surely I hear voices. Who could have dared to approach our all but inaccessible lair? Can it be the revenue? Can it be inland revenue? No, it doesn't sound like inland revenue.
Confusion. It is the voices of young girls. If he should see them, I am lost.
By all that's marvellous, a bevy of beautiful maidens.
Lost. Lost. Lost.
How surpassingly lovely is the plainest of them. What grace, what delicacy, what refinement. And Ruth told me that she was beautiful. Oh, false one, you have deceived me.
I have deceived you.
Yes, deceived me. You told me you were fair as gold.
And master, am I not so?
And now I see you're plain and old.
I'm sure I'm not a jot so.
Upon my innocence you play.
I'm not the one to plot so.
Your face is light, your hair is grey.
It's gradually got so.
Faithless woman, you deceive me, I would trust it so.
Master, master, do not leave me, hear me ere you go.
Faithless woman,
Master, master,
faithless woman,
master, master.
faithless woman, to deceive me, I would trust it so. Faithless woman, to deceive me, I would trust it so.
I love without reflecting. Oh, do not be rejecting. Take a maiden tender, her affection raw and green. At very highest rating has been accumulating some 17. Don't you love it, master? Smash me with disaster. What is such a dark and
It is clear.
my love on a
If as you were
bed
stating,
has been
accumulating
47 years.
47 years.
47 years.
Faithless woman, to deceive me, I would trust it so. Faithless woman, to deceive me, I would trust it so. What shall I do before these gentle maidens? I dare not show in this alarming costume. No, no, I must remain in close concealment until I can appear in decent clothing.
Climbing over rock
measure of its own especial pleasure, though the moments quickly die. Greet them gaily as they fly, greet them gaily as they fly. Moments quickly die, greet them gaily as they fly. Far away from toil and care, reveling in fresh sea air, here we live and reign alone, in a world that's all our own. Here in this our rocky den, far away from mortal men, we'll be queens and make decrees. They may honor them who please. What a picturesque spot! I wonder where we are, and I wonder where Papa is.
We've left him ever so far behind.
Oh, he will be here presently. Remember, poor Papa's not as young as we are, and we have come over a rather difficult country.
But how thoroughly delightful it is to be so entirely alone. Why, in all probability, we are the first human beings who ever set foot on this enchanting spot.
Except the mermaids. It's the very place for mermaids, who are only human beings down to their waist.
And you can't be said to strictly set foot anywhere.
Tails they may, but feet they cannot! But what shall we do until Papa and the servants arrive with the luncheon? Well, we are quite alone.
And the sea is as smooth as glass. Suppose we take off our shoes. And stockings. And go paddling.
Stop, ladies, pray. I had intended not to intrude upon your notice in this effective but alarming costume. But under these peculiar circumstances, it is my bounden duty to inform you that your proceedings will not be unwitnessed.
But who are you, so sweet?
I am a pirate.
A pirate!
Ladies, do not shun me. This evening I renounce my vile profession, and to thy tender, pure, and peerless maidens, O blushing buds of ever-blooming beauty, I saw that heart implore your kind assistance.
How beautiful his tale, how rare his beauty. How beautiful his tale, how rare his beauty.
Oh, is there not one maiden here that does not feel the moral beauty of making worldly interest subordinate to sense of duty. Oh, would not give up willingly all matrimonial ambition to rescue such a one as I from his unfortunate position, from his position, to rescue such a one as I from his unfortunate position.
Alas, there's not one made to rest who seems to feel the moral beauty of making worldly interest subordinate to sense of duty.
Oh, is there not one maiden here whose homely face and bad complexion has caused all hope to disappear of ever winning man's affection? Such a one, if such there be, I swear by heaven's arch above to, if you will cast your eyes on me, however plain you be, I'll love you, however plain you be. If you will cast your eyes on me, however plain you be, I'll love you, I'll love you, I'll love you.
Alas, there's not one maiden here whose homely face
Gentle sisters say, propriety we know, says we ought to stay, while sympathy exclaims, free them from your tether, play at other games. Leave them here together. A case may any day be yours, my dear, or mine. Let her make her hay while the sun does shine. Let us compromise. Our hearts are not of leather. Let her shut her eyes and talk about the weather.
Yes, yes, let's talk about the weather. How beautifully blue the sky, the glass is rising very high. Continue fine, I hope it may, and yet it rained but yesterday. Tomorrow it may pour again. I hear the country wants some rain, yet people say I know not why that we shall have a warm July. Tomorrow it may pour again. I hear the country wants some rain, yet people say I know not why that we shall have a warm July. Tomorrow it may pour again. I hear
Devil made away from table homely duty, to find a day like every such exceeding beauty. The devil made a rose her eyes are wearing in sadness. The devil such exceeding gladness.
Yes, this is exceeding gladness.
How beautifully blue the sky, the glass is rising very high. Continue fine, I hope it may, and yet it rained but yesterday. Tomorrow it may pour again. I hear the country wants some rain, and people say I know not why that we shall have a warm July. Tomorrow it may pour again. I hear the country wants some rain, and people say I know not why that we shall have a warm July. Tomorrow it may pour again.
Did ever pirate roll his soul in guilty dreaming, and wake to find that soul with peace and virtue beaming?
Beautifully blue the sky, the glass is rising very high. Continue fine, I hope it may, and yet it rained but yesterday. Continue fine, I hope it may, and yet it rained but yesterday. How beautiful
Stay, we must not lose our senses. Men who speak at no offences will anon be here. Piracy, their dreadful trade is. Pray you get young handsome ladies while the coast is clear.
No, we must not lose our senses. If we speak of no offences, we should not be here. Piracy, the dreadful trade is. Nice companions for young ladies. Let us disarm. Too late! Too late!
It's a first-rate opportunity to get married with immunity, and no felicity or a marriage or necessity, which quickly be passed on by, conjuring matrimonified by a doctor of divinity who is located in this vicinity.
We missed our opportunity of escaping with impunity, so farewell to the felicity of our maiden domesticity, which quickly be personified, conjugally matrimonified, by a doctor of divinity who is located in this vicinity.
By a doctor of divinity who resides in this vicinity. By a doctor of divinity. Of divinity.
Hold, monsters! Ere your pirate caravanserai proceed against our will to wed us all, just bear in mind that we are wards in chancery, and father is a major general.
We get our course, or danger may befall. Their father is a major general.
Yes, yes, he is a major general.
If
If I am a major general,
For he is a major general.
He is a major general.
and it is a glorious thing to be a major general.
This is Ralph the Major General, Ralph the Major General.
Okay. I am the very model of a modern major general. I have information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England, and I quote the fights historical from Marathon to Waterloo in order categorical. I'm very well acquainted too with matters mathematical. I understand equations both the simple and quadratical. About binomial theorem, I'm teeming with a lot of news. Oh, lot of news. Lot of news. Got it! With many triple facts about the square of the hypotenuse! I'm very good at integral and differential calculus. I know the scientific names of beings and animalculous. In short, in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, I am the very model of a modern major general. Paradox. I also hard crossing side of pretty test of paradox. I quote in NHI, so the crimes of Heliogabalus and conic cyclops, peculiarities mirabilis. I can tell undoubted Raphael from Gerardus Ophanes. I know the croaking chorus from the frogs of Aristophanes, and I can hum a fugue of which I call the music's dinner for. Oh, dear, I'm too old for this game. Dinner for. Just the ticket! And whistle all the years to that infernal nonsense pinafore! Whistle all the years to that infernal nonsense pinafore! Whistle all the years to that infernal nonsense pinafore! Whistle all the years to that infernal nonsense pinafore! And I can write a washing bill in Babylonic uniform and tell you every detail of correct because it's uniform. In short, it matters vegetable, animal, and mineral. I am the very model of a modern major general. In short, it matters vegetable, animal, and mineral. He is the very model of a modern major general. In fact, when I know what is meant by mamelon and reveling, when I can tell at sight a Mauser rifle from a javelin, when such affairs as sorties and surprises I'm more wary at, and when I know precisely what is meant by commissariat, when I have learnt what progress has been made in modern gunnery, when I know more of tactics than a novice in a nunnery, in short, when I've a smattering of elemental strategy. Oh, strategy. I'm giving this up. What do you want? Pardon me? How big? Oh, strategy. Very good, my boy. You'll say that a major general is never such a chief. Say that a major general is never such a chief. Say that a major general is never such a chief. Say that a major general is never such a chief. For my military knowledge, though I'm lucky and adventuring, has only been brought down to the beginnings of the century, but still in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, I am the very model of a modern major general. Still in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, he is the very model of a modern major general. And now that I've introduced myself, I should like to have some idea of what's going on.
Oh, Papa, we...
Permit me. I'll explain in 2 words. We propose to marry your daughters.
Oh, dear me. Oh, but you mustn't do that. May I ask, this is a picturesque uniform, but I'm not familiar with it. What are you? We are all single gentlemen. Yes, I gathered that. Anything else? No, nothing else.
Don't believe them, Papa. They are pirates. The famous pirates of Penzance.
The pirates of Penzance? I have often heard of them.
All except this gentleman, who was a pirate once, but who is out of his indentures today, and who means to lead a blameless life evermore.
But wait a bit. I object to pirates as sons-in-law. We object to major generals as fathers-in-law, but we waive that point. We do not press it. We look over it.
An idea? And do you mean to say that you would deliberately rob me of these, the sole remaining props of my old age, and leave me to live out the remainder of my days, unfriended, unprotected, and alone?
Yes, that's the idea.
Tell me, have you ever known what it is to be an orphan?
Oh, dash it all!
Here we are again.
I ask you, have you ever known what it is to be an orphan?
Orphan!
Yes, orphan. Have you ever known what it is to be one?
I say, orphan.
Orphan, orphan, orphan!
I don't think we quite understand one another. I ask you, have you ever known what it is to be an orphan? And you say, orphan. As I understand you, you are merely repeating the word orphan to show that you understand me. Ha!
I didn't repeat the word orphan.
Pardon me, you did indeed.
I only repeated it once.
True, but you repeated it.
But not orphan.
No, stop! I think I see where we are getting confused. When you said orphan, did you mean orphan, a person who has lost his parents, or orphan? Frequently.
Oh! I beg pardon, I see what you mean. Frequently.
You said orphan frequently.
No, only once.
Exactly! You said orphan frequently, only once. O men of dark and dismal fate, forego your cruel employ. Have pity on my lonely state. I am an orphan boy. An orphan boy. An orphan boy.
How sad, an orphan boy!
These children whom you see are all that I can call my own.
Poor fellow!
Take them away from me, and I shall be indeed alone.
Poor fellow!
If pity you can feel, leave me my soul, remaining joy. See, at your feet they kneel, your heart you cannot steal, against the sad, sad tale of the lonely orphan boy.
Poor fellow! See, at our feet they kneel, our hearts we cannot steal, against the sad, sad tale of the lonely orphan boy.
The orphan boy,
The orphan boy, see at our feet they kneel, our hearts we cannot steal, against the tale of the lonely orphan boy. Poor fellow!
I'm telling a terrible story, but it doesn't diminish my glory, for they would have taken my daughters over the filthy waters. I hadn't in elegant diction indulged in an innocent fiction, which is not in the same category as telling a regular terrible story.
It's telling a terrible story, she's right, my daughter's glory. It's one of the cruelest laws that's ever done in these waters. It's easy recommendation, the constant insufficient, but it comes with the same category as telling a regular terrible story.
It's easy recommendation to cause an innocent fiction, but it comes with the same category as telling a regular story.
Although a dark career sometimes involves the crime of stealing, we'd rather think that we're not altogether void of feeling. Although we live by strife, we're always sorry to begin it. For what we ask is life without a touch of poetry in it. You may go, for you're at liberty. Our pirate rules protect you, and honorary members of our band, we do elect you.
For he is an orphan boy.
He is the wrath of the orphan boy.
And it sometimes is a useful thing to be an orphan boy.
It is the wrath of the orphan boy, the wrath of the orphan boy.
Oh, happy day with joyous glee, we will away and marry me.
Oh, happy day with joyous glee, they will away and marry me.
Should it be fall auspiciously, my sisters all will bridesmaids be.
Should it be fall auspiciously, my sisters all will bridesmaids be. Oh, happy day with joyous glee, they will away and marry me.
Should it be fall auspiciously, my sisters all will bridesmaids be.
Should it be fall auspiciously, my sisters all will bridesmaids be.
Oh, master, hear one word I do implore you. Remember Ruth, your Ruth who kneels before you.
Yes, yes, remember Ruth, who kneels before you.
Away, you did deceive me.
Away, you did deceive him.
Oh, do not leave me.
Oh, do not leave her.
Away, you grieve me.
Away, you grieve him.
I wish you'd leave me.
We wish you'd leave him. Observe the magnanimity we display to lace and dignity. There was such opportunity to get married with impunity. We give our love felicity of unbounded domesticity, while the doctor of divinity is located in this vicinity.
And it's other magnanimity, these things relate sensitivity. There was such opportunity to get married with impunity. We give our love felicity of unbounded domesticity, and the doctor of divinity is located in this vicinity.
But we give up that felicity of unbounded domesticity. We give up that felicity of unbounded domesticity, and the doctor of divinity, the doctor of divinity,
Can't you, in the calm excellence of your wisdom, reconcile it with yourself to say something that will relieve my father's sorrow?
I will try, dear Mabel. But why does he sit here night after night in this drafty old ruin?
Why do I sit here? To escape the pirates' clutches, I described myself as an orphan. And heaven help me, I am no orphan. Oh, I come here to humble myself before the tombs of my ancestors and to implore their pardon for having brought dishonor upon the family escutcheon.
But, sir, you only purchased the property a year ago, and the stucco in your baronial castle is scarcely dry.
Frederic, in this chapel there are ancestors. You cannot deny that. With the estate, I bought this chapel and its contents. I do not know whose ancestors they were, but I do know whose ancestors they are. And I shudder to think that their descendant by purchase, if I may so describe myself, should have brought dishonor upon what I am sure was an unstained escutcheon.
Be comforted. Had you not acted as you did, you may rest assured for that reckless band of men would have called in the nearest clergyman and married your large family on the spot.
I thank you for your proffered solace, but it is unavailing. I assure you, Frederic, my boy, that such is the anguish and remorse I feel at the abominable falsehood by which I escaped these easily deluded pirates, that I would go to their simple-minded chief this very night and confess all, did I not fear that the consequences would be most disastrous for myself. At what time does your party march against these scoundrels?
At 11, and by 12, I hope to have atoned for my involuntary association with the pestilent scourge by sweeping them from the face of the earth. And then, dear Mabel, you will be mine.
Oh, very good. Are your devoted followers at hand?
They are. They but await my orders.
Then, Frederic, let your escort lion-hearted be summoned to receive a general's blessing ere they depart upon their dread adventure.
Dear sir, they come.
When the foeman bears his steel,
Tarantara, tarantara,
we uncomfortable feel,
tarantara,
and we find the wisest thing
tarantara, tarantara,
is to slap our chests and sing.
tarantara,
For when threatened with immutes,
tarantara, tarantara,
and your heart is in your boots,
tarantara,
there is nothing brings him round like a trumpet's martial sound, like a trumpet's martial sound.
Go, ye heroes, go to glory, go, ye dying combat glory. Ye shall live in song and story, go to immortality, go to death and go to slaughter. Die and never courage daughter, with the tears your grace shall water. Go, ye heroes, go and die.
Though to us it's evident,
tarantara, tarantara,
these attentions are well meant.
tarantara,
Such expressions don't appear,
tarantara, tarantara,
calculated meant to cheer,
tarantara,
who are going to meet their fate in a highly nervous state.
tarantara, tarantara, tarantara.
Still to us it's evident these attentions are well meant.
Tarantula, tarantula, tarantula.
Oh, and do your best endeavor, and before things we sever, we shall say farewell forever. Go to glory and the grave. Go to glory and the grave. Though your foes are fierce and ruthless, false and merciful and truthless, strong and tender, old and toothless, all in vain your mercy crave.
We observe too great a stress on the risks that on us press, and of reference a lack to our chance of coming back. But perhaps it would be wise not to carp or criticize, for it's very evident these attentions are well meant.
Yes, it's very evident, these intentions are well meant. Evident, yes, well meant. Evident, ah, yes, well meant. Oh, there's a still tarantula, tarantula. Down the road, tarantula. And find the place, still tarantula, tarantula. Stand my chest, still tarantula. Oh, with that to be in use, tarantula, tarantula. And your heart is in your use, tarantula. There is nothing misty ground like the trumpet's martial sound, like the trumpet's martial sound.
Wait away!
Yes, yes, we go.
These pirates slay?
Tarantula.
Then do not stay!
Tarantula.
Then why this delay?
All right, we go. Yes, forward on the boat. Yes, forward on the boat.
But you don't go!
We go. Yes, forward on the boat. Yes, forward on the boat.
But damn it, you don't go!
We go, 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 we go.
Now for the pirate's lair. Oh, joy unbounded! Oh, sweet relief! Oh, rapture and example! At last I may atone in some slight measure for the repeated acts of theft and pillage, which at a sense of duty stern dictation I, circumstance's victim, have been guilty.
Young Frederic,
Who calls
the late commander,
And I, your little room,
O mad intruders, how dare ye face me? Know ye not, O rash ones, that I have doomed you to extermination?
have mercy on us. Hear us say you slaughter.
I do not think I ought to listen to you, yet mercy should alloy our stern resentment. And so I will be merciful. Say on.
when you had left our pirate fort, we tried to raise our spirits faint, according to our custom mold of quip and quibble quaint. But all in vain the quips we heard. We lay and sobbed upon the rocks, until to somebody occurred a startling paradox.
A paradox.
A paradox, the most ingenious paradox, with quips and quibbles heard in flocks, but none to beat this paradox.
A paradox. paradox, a most ingenious paradox. Ha 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 ha, this paradox.
We knew your taste for curious quips, for cranks and contradictions queer. And with the laughter on our lips, we wished you there to hear. We said if we could tell it him, how Frederic would the joke enjoy. And so we've risked both life and limb to tell it to our boy.
That paradox,
that most ingenious paradox, with quips and quibbles heard in flocks, but none to beat that paradox.
a paradox, a most ingenious paradox. Ha 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 ha, this paradox.
For some ridiculous reason, to which, however, I've no desire to be disloyal, some person in authority, I don't know who, very likely the Astronomer Royal, has decided that, although for such a beastly month as February, 28 days as a general rule are plenty, 1 year in every 4, his days shall be reckoned as 9 and 20. Through some singular coincidence, I shouldn't be surprised if it were owing to the agency of an ill-natured fairy. You are the victim of this clumsy arrangement, having been born in leap year on the 29th of February. And so, by a simple arithmetical process, you'll easily discover that, although you've lived 21 years, yet, if we go by birthdays, you're only 5 and a little bit over.
Me, let's see. Yes, yes, with yours my figures do agree. How quaint the ways of paradox, at common sense she gaily mocks. Though counting in the usual way, years 21 I've been alive. Though reckoning by my natal day, though reckoning by my natal day, I am a little boy of 5.
He is a little boy of 5.
A paradox, a most ingenious paradox. This paradox, a curious paradox. A most ingenious paradox. Most absurdly whimsical. 5 1/4. No one would think it to look at me.
You are glad now, I'll be bound, that you spared us. You would never have forgiven yourself once you had discovered that you had killed 2 of your comrades.
My comrades?
Ah, Frederic, I'm afraid you don't appreciate the delicacy of your position. You were apprenticed to us.
Until I reached my 21st year.
No. Until you reached your 21st birthday. And, going by birthdays, you're only 5 1/4.
You don't mean to say you're going to hold me to that.
Oh, no, no. We merely point out the fact and leave the rest to your sense of duty.
Your sense of duty?
Don't put it on that footing! As I was merciful to you now, be merciful to me, I implore you! Don't insist on the letter of my bond, just as the cup of happiness is at my lips.
We insist on nothing. We merely content ourselves with pointing out to you your duty.
Your duty?
Well, you have appealed to my sense of duty, and my duty is all too plain. I abhor your infamous calling, and I shudder at the thought that I was ever mixed up in it. But duty is before all, at any price. I will do my duty.
Bravely spoken. Come, you are one of us once more.
Lead on, I follow. Oh, holla!
What is the matter?
What I to tell you? No, but as a member of your band.
Speak out! I charge you by that very sense of conscientiousness to which we have never yet appealed in vain.
General Stanley, the father of my Mabel.
Yes, yes.
He escaped from you on the plea that he was an orphan.
He did.
It breaks my heart to betray the confidence of the father of the girl that I adore. But as your apprentice, I have no alternative. It is my duty to tell you that General Stanley is no orphan.
What?
And more than that, he never was one.
Am I to understand that, to save his contemptible life, he chose to practice upon our credulous simplicity?
Yes.
Our revenge shall be swift and terrible. We shall go and collect our band and attack Dromodon Castle this very night.
But stay!
Not a word! He is doomed. Away, away, my heart's on fire. I plan this base deception to repay. This very night, my vengeance dire shall glut itself in gore. Away, away.
Away, away, ere I expired, I find my duty hard to do today. My heart is filled with anguish dire, it strikes me to the core. Away, away.
When falsehood foully pricked us of our prize, then vengeance how the pirate so decides. Our nature's star is softened with his lies, and in return tonight the traitor dies.
Yes, yes, tonight the traitor dies. Yes, yes, tonight the traitor dies.
Tonight he dies.
Yes, early tomorrow.
His girls went wise.
Still watering sorrow.
One such spot
And all who plot
to a beauty shall perish.
tonight he dies, so early tomorrow. His girls likewise we will render in sorrow. Though one so spot in their natures they cherish, and all who plot to abuse them shall perish. Away, 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 tonight the traitor dies. Away, away, tonight, 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 the traitor dies. Tonight,
Your gallant crew await you. My Frederic in tears, it cannot be that my heart quells at the coming conflict.
No, Mabel, no. A terrible disclosure has just been made. Mabel, my dearly loved one, I bound myself to serve the pirate captain until I reached my 120th birthday.
But you are 21.
I've just discovered that I was born in a leap year, and that birthday will not be reached by me till 1940.
Oh, horrible catastrophe appalling.
And so farewell. I quit these walls, the thought my soul appalls, but when stern duty calls, I must obey. Duty's name will fall, my soul appalls, when stern duty calls, I must obey. In 1940, I of age shall be. I'll return and claim you, I declare it.
It seems so long.
Swear that till then you will be true to me.
Yes, I'll be strong. By all the Stanleys dead and gone, I swear it.
Oh, here is love, and here is truth, and here is food for joyous laughter. She will be faithful to his soul, till we are wed and ever after. Oh, here is love, and here is truth.
Oh, here is love, and here is truth.
She will be faithful to her soul,
Faithful to her
till we
soul.
are wed and even after.
Till we are wed,
And even after.
yes, even after.
And here is love, and here is truth, and here is food for joyous laughter.
He will be faithful to her soul, till we are wed and even after.
She will be faithful to her soul, till we are wed and even after. For here is love, and here is truth, for here is love, is love.
I'll be brave. Oh, family descent, how great my charm. I sway, how excellent. Come one and all, undaunted men in blue. A crisis now, affairs are coming to.
Though in body and in mind
Tarantara, tarantara,
we are timidly inclined
tarantara,
and anything but blind
tarantara, tarantara,
to the danger that's behind.
tarantara,
And when the danger's near,
tarantara, tarantara,
we manage to appear
tarantara.
as insensible to fear as anybody here, as anybody here.
Tarantara, 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 tarantara.
Sergeant, approach. Young Frederic was to have you led to death and glory.
That is not a pleasant way of putting it.
No matter. He shall not so lead you, for he has allied himself once more with his old associates.
He has acted shamefully.
You speak falsely. You know nothing about it. He has acted nobly.
He has acted nobly.
Dearly as I loved him before, his heroic sacrifice to his sense of duty has endeared him to me tenfold. He has done his duty, I will do mine. Go ye and do yours.
Righto.
This is most perplexing.
We cannot understand it at all.
Still, as he is actuated by a sense of duty,
That makes a difference, of course. At the same time, we repeat, we cannot understand it at all.
it is most distressing to us to be the agents whereby our erring fellow creatures are deprived of that liberty so dear to all. But we should have thought of that before we joined the force.
We should.
It is too late now.
It is.
When a felon's not engaged in his employment, or maturing his felonious little plans, his capacity for innocent enjoyment, is just as great as any honest man's. Our feelings we with difficulty smother, and when constabulary duties to be done, take one consideration with another. A policeman's lot is not a happy one. When constabulary duties to be done, a policeman's lot is not a happy one. When the enterprising burglar's not a burgling, when the cutthroat is not occupied in crime, he loves to hear the little broker gurgling, and listen to the merry village chime. When the custer's finished jumping on his mother, he loves to lie a basking in the sun. Take one consideration with another. A policeman's lot is not a happy one.
When constabulary duties to be done, a policeman's lot is not a happy one.
Hush, I hear them on the manor poaching. With stealthy steps the pirates are approaching.
They seek a penalty. 54, we seek a penalty. 54, they seek a penalty. 54 for General Stanley's story.
They come in force with stealthy stride. Our obvious course is now to hide.
With cat-like tread upon our prey we steal. In silence dread, our cautious way we feel. No sound at all, we never speak a word. A fly's foot forward would be distinctly heard. So stealthily the pirate sleeps while all the house so soundly sleeps. Come, friends who plough the sea, trust to navigation, take another station. Let's ferry piracy with a little burglary. Come, friends who plough the sea, trust to navigation, take another station. Let's ferry piracy with a little burglary.
Here's your crowbar and your center bit, your life preserver. You may want to hit your silent matches, your dark lantern seas. Take your file and your skeletonic keys.
Tarantara, in cat-like tread, tarantara, in silence tread. With cat-like tread, upon our prey we steal. With silence dread, our cautious way we feel. No sound at all, we never
not a word. I see a light inside. The Major General comes, so quickly hide.
Yes, yes, the Major General comes. Yes, yes, the Major General comes.
Yes, yes, the Major General comes. Tormented with the anguished dread of falsehood unatoned, I lay upon my sleepless bed and tossed and turned and groaned. The man who fights his conscience sake no peace at all enjoys. And as I lay in bed awake, I thought I heard a noise.
He thought he heard a noise.
No, all is still in dale on hill. My mind is set at ease. Though still the scene, it must have been the sighing of the softly sighing to the river comes the laughing breeze, setting nature all a quiver, rustling through the trees.
Through the trees.
And the broken rippling measure laughs for very long, while the homers in their pleasure wave their arms above.
Yes, the trees for very long wave their leafy arms above.
River, river, little river, may thy loving course forever.
Heaven speak thee on the trees. Heaven speak thee on the trees.
When the breeze is but to rover, when he wins away, broken pop the mourner of sighing well a day.
Well a day.
All the doing and undoing that hero could tell. When the breeze is on a wooing, who can woo so well?
Shocking tales the world could tell. Nobody can woo so well. Pretty brook, thy dream is over, for thy love is not alone. Stand the Lord of poplar trees, floated by a fickle breeze. Stand the Lord of poplar trees, floated by
What is this and what is that and why does Father leave his nest at such a time of night as this, so very incompletely dressed? If Father is and always was the most methodical of men, is it very ample rule to go to bed at 10:30? What strange occurrence can it be that draws in Father from his rest at such a time of night as this, so very incompletely dressed? So very incompletely dressed at such a time of night.
Forward, my men, and seize that Major General there! His life is forfeit!
yes, we're the pirates of despair.
Frederic, here, oh joy, oh rapture, summon your men and effect their capture. Beautiful Mabel, I would if I could, but I am not able.
He's telling the truth, he is not able.
With base deceit, you worked upon our feelings. Revenge is sweet and flavors all our dealings. With courage rare and resolution manly, for death prepare, unhappy General Stanley.
Is he to die unshriven, unannealed?
Oh, spare him!
Will no one in his cause a weeping wield?
Oh, spare him!
Yes, we are here, though hitherto concealed. So to constabulary pilots yield. We triumph now, for well we trow, your mortal charisma short. No pirate band will take its stand at the criminal court.
To gain a brief advantage you've contrived, but your proud triumph will not be long-lived.
Don't say your orphans, for we know that gain.
On your allegiance we've a stronger claim. We charge you yield. We charge you yield in Queen Victoria's name.
You do.
We do. We charge you yield in Queen Victoria's name.
You have deftly played your cards. That is a spell no Briton disregards. Queen Victoria's name we bow, as freeborn Britons should. We can resist no longer now, and would not if we could. The manhood is to disregard a summons in that name. We look on as a wretch he'll start and cause to sense of
We yield at once with humbled mien, because with all our faults we love our Queen.
Yes, yes, with all their faults they love their queen. Yes, yes, with all their faults they love their queen.
Away with them and place them at the bar.
One moment, let me tell you who they are. They are no members of the common throng. They are all noblemen who have gone wrong.
They are all noblemen who have gone wrong.
No
unmoved that statement hears, because with all our hearts we love our house of peers. I pray you pardon me, ex-pirate king. Peers will be peers, and youth will have its fling. Resume your rank and legislative duties, and take my daughters, all of whom are beauties.
Give up for this week, for the boundary promise this week,